these two kickers don't do well, do you think there's a chance the Baltimore Ravens could bring back Justin Tucker after his suspension? This is a question that came from my guy, Joseph, and he also said, thanks for all you do. No, Joseph, thank you, and thank you for sending in that question. Now, normally, I don't like to speak in absolutes when it comes to the NFL because we've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen year in and year out. But this is a case where I feel like we can speak in absolutes, and this is something that I think will never, ever happen. Justin Tucker will not ever be a Baltimore Raven ever again. Reason being because the league, they did their investigation, and while it hasn't come out if Justin Tucker ends up being found guilty or not, if he gets cleared of all these allegations, the league did their investigation, and they said, oh, you know what? We're giving him a 10-week suspension. He's going to be suspended for the first 10 weeks of the NFL season. So they were like, look, Justin Tucker, when you out and about, you supposed to be repping the shield, which is the NFL. And if you ain't repping us right, we got to have some action. We got to take some kind of action for this. So you're out the first 10 games. And with the Baltimore Ravens, they part of that shield too. So they ain't going to be like, you know what? Bring them on back home. No, they're not going to do that. And that's whether he ends up getting found guilty of those allegations or whether he ends up getting found innocent of those allegations. The Baltimore Ravens, when they cut him, they said it was for strictly football reasons. We know, of course, it wasn't strictly for football reasons, but they had to say that so it doesn't come and bite them in the butt, especially if he was found innocent of everything. Because he could get, he already got a lot of money from the Ravens, but if he was found innocent and they cut him for the allegations, he would get even more money from the league. That thing would get ugly. So Ravens, to save face and save their behinds, they said, we're cutting him strictly due to football reasons. But this is just something it's never going to go down ever again. Now, as you can tell, we started this video way different because normally we will take a little time before we jump into what my favorite part of these videos is, which is featuring questions from you all, but we doing it off rip. So if you would like to be a part of it, send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or you can send your question on Patreon. And if you would like to do that, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids and become a Team Keep It Clean patron if you want to show the channel some extra support. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And let's get into these next questions. Next question came from my guy, Maliboy. He said, Ingraven, I hope you and your family are doing well. We are doing great, my friend. I appreciate you. He said, I'm asking a question that's not about the Baltimore Ravens, so I understand if you don't answer it. Inspired by your YouTube channel. I have started my own channel. I love hearing stuff like that, and congrats to you on starting. You've already gotten through what can be one of the toughest parts when it comes to not just YouTube, but anything, and that's just getting started. Because so many people talk, oh, man, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, and they never started, so it never happens. But you started. So that's half the battle right there. Anyway, he said, unfortunately, after a couple of videos and little to no results, I became discouraged. How did you keep going, even when the success isn't there? That's a really, really good question. I just really think just to continue pushing, have fun with it, though. Have fun with it. Don't press. Don't force nothing. Just have fun with it. Be yourself. Do your thing. And everything, it takes a lot of patience, though. It takes a whole lot of patience. I don't know what the area your YouTube channel is in. I don't know what your niche is, if it's talking about the Baltimore Ravens or it's something else. But YouTube, obviously, it's a lot of people on this platform. It's a whole lot of people that make videos, but it's even more people that watch the videos. So somebody gonna catch hold of your stuff, especially if you just keep on doing your thing. One thing that YouTube has done more now than ever is pushing smaller channels into the algorithm. I've noticed that a whole lot recently, really over the past like 3 months. They've been doing it more now than ever. So now is a perfect opportunity for you to just continue jumping out there, but just continue putting up whatever kind of content it is that you're doing. You just gotta keep going, don't stop. This question came from my guy, Deyshawn. He said, what's up, my guy? A true diehard Raven fan here. Okay, that's what I like to hear. He said, do you think this is our year to get that chip? Man, I sure hope so. I really do. It was our year last year. It was our year the year before that, too. It's been past time for the Baltimore Ravens to do it. It's just a matter of them finishing the job. They've been having the teams to do it. They got the staff, the personnel. They got everything that they need to do it. It's just a matter of just completing the journey. So, yeah, hopefully this is it. He said, I appreciate you, my brother. Keep grinding with the content. Thank you, my friend. Next question came from my guy, J-Dub. He said, hey, Ingraven, hope you and the family had a great 4th of July weekend. Do you think the Ravens can win a Super Bowl before or after 2030 with Lamar Jackson? Well, I mean, what are we in, 2025? So definitely, like, the time is now. the time is definitely now for them to get it done. And as long as Lamar Jackson playing, and he's playing for the Baltimore Ravens, they're having a chance to win the Super Bowl every single year. But he also said this upcoming season, the Ravens can be the potential team to not only be Super Bowl contenders, but potentially be the first team to become three-peat champs of the AFC North. With all the adversity, nobody's ever done that before. Won the AFC North 3 times in a row. Ooh, that's something right there. Anyway, he said, with all the adversity the Ravens went through during the Lamar Jackson era with his contract, health, and postseason records and stats, the team, I feel, has a lot of potential, both offensively and defensively, to win a Super Bowl before 2030. But it all starts with the front office and the coaching staff to ensure that the players are mentally prepared, healthy, and well-trained. Hopefully, the Ravens can give Lamar a contract extension. The sooner the better, so he can and will be a Raven long-term. Yeah, Lamar, he ain't going nowhere. Lamar ain't going nowhere. They definitely going to get that contract thing taken care of. And they have to. I mean, they have to get it done before the new league year starts next year. So they have from now until early March next year to get a contract extension done with Lamar Jackson. I would think that would be something that they would want to get done this year. So that will free up a lot more money this year and, of course, in the following years too. But so they can sign other people as well. And now Lamar Jackson contract does not stop them from signing people. But once they do sign him to that contract extension, that'll give them some more flexibility to have even more cap space. Can we get even better? Next question came from my guy Tyrek. He said, what's good, Ingraven? Hope you are having a blessed one. I just had some thoughts I wanted to share. With it seeming like EDC and the Ravens are all in this year, could you see the Ravens signing Justin Simmons and Jadeveon Clowney to really solidify this Super Bowl winning defense? He said manifesting. Would have said Zadarius Smith, but he did back doors a few years ago, LOL. Or even sign another veteran linebacker to be besides Roquan Smith. Using these void-year contracts, it seems like we've been using this year. But these are just some examples, really just anybody else to help the team. I get it, man. And I could see that for sure. Like you mentioned, that's such a good point that I forget about a lot of times. Ravens, the way that they have been structuring these contracts recently, over these past like 2 years, 2-3 years, with these void years, I said, okay, Ravens, I like it. I ain't mad at it at all. Because they've really been trying to stretch that money. They've been trying to maximize every single contract. They've been doing their thing with it. So I like it. It took the Ravens a little bit to get into that game, but I like that they done jumped in there now. So I definitely could see them adding even more, just like you said, to get even stronger, to get even better. So that makes sense. And he said, P.S., I feel bad for Tyler Luke because I know how us Ravens fans get. If he start missing kicks and losing us games, it's not going to be pretty, but hopefully we don't have to worry about that. 67-yard field goal incoming. Hopefully we don't. But, yeah, hopefully that he can get all that stuff cleared up. And maybe he's just somebody that's like, you know what, in practices and stuff, I do all right there, but I'm a game-time performer. This question came from my guy Chazeray. He said, now that we have signed Jaire Alexander, I'm overly optimistic about our season this year. All of this excitement just made me think about Ardarius Washington, how he has a chance to come back this year as well. He does. He got a chance. It's an outside chance, but he got a chance, so we'll see. He said, sounds scary to me. What if they don't stop here? What if they go get Clowney too? Ooh, see, Teamkeepitclean, we be on the same page. A lot of us be on the same page with a lot of our thinking. So I love it. And he said, ooh, wait, the timing to me just seems right, and I wanted us to get it done. Go get Clowney too. No need to stop getting better. What do you think? Blessings to you and the family. And just like this baked pork steak, I'm out. Oh, my God, he was cooking that day. He was cooking. I like it. But, yeah, it makes sense. It makes too much sense, in my opinion, to get somebody like a Jadeveon Clowney. He liked his time with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens liked their time with him. They wanted to keep him. But he ended up going home to be closer to his family last year. So why not bring him back? It makes sense. Next question came from my guy, Joseph. He said, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. Do you think that Mike Green will sign his contract before training camp? Because if he doesn't, do you think he'll hold out? Thanks, bro. Love your channel. Appreciate you, Joseph. And thanks for starting us off this episode, too, with the Justin Tucker question. I wouldn't be concerned about that. These things always end up working themselves out, especially with him being a second-round pick. If he was a first-round pick, especially like a number 1 through 5 overall pick, then I'd be a little more concerned. But he's a second-round pick and a bunch of second-round picks this year. They haven't signed contracts yet. So I think he's just waiting for them to get everything situated and worked out, and he'll be fine. This question came from my guy, J.O. He said, what's good? And as always, hope all is well with you and the fam. How about that pickup of Jaire Alexander? He said, we have some hungry receivers to go up against this year, and it's going to be a blast to watch. Anyway, after watching a lot of reaction videos, I got to thinking, is this DeCosta's best offseason ever? Would love to hear your thoughts, my friend, and as always, much love to you and all the team. Keep it clean. Appreciate you, my friend. Now, is this Eric DeCosta's best offseason ever? I think it's tough to say that. Not reason being because this offseason has been great. It's been phenomenal. Got DeAndre Hopkins. He got Jair Alexander. He brought back Tylan Wallace. They picked up the 5th-year option on Kyle Hamilton. They declined the 5th-year option on Tyler Linderbaum, but I'm sure they're gonna get a contract extension done with him. He brought in Noteboom. He brought in the linebacker from the Rams. Oh my goodness, his name is slipping my mind right now. But I say all that to say this. This offseason has been great. But it's also been, it's like combined with previous off seasons as well. Because Lamar Jackson still in the building. Obviously, Roquan Smith still in the building. Last offseason, they signed Derrick Henry. This offseason, they signed him to a contract extension. They gave him a big pay raise. So he's obviously still in the building. Nnamdi Madubuike, who they signed, a couple of years ago to a contract extension, he's still there. So I say all that to say, yeah, this offseason has been great. But a lot that this offseason has to do, it has to do so much with previous offseasons too. And just combining them all together, EDC, he's been putting together, especially over these past 2.5 years, man, he's been putting together some nice rosters. So when you consistently put together nice rosters, and you do have some turnover, but you got some people that stay as well, you can continue putting together nice rosters, and he's been doing that. So EDC been just killing it. Next question came from my guy Gus. He said, Ingraven, man, let's go. We had got our guy. I hope everyone is having a great day. You, the fam, team, keep it clean. Everyone. He said, them Ravens, they got that no-fly zone. He said, got me extra excited for the season. Let's get it done. So shout out. That's when we got Jair Alexander. So he was all hyped about that one. That was beautiful. He said, my question to you is, do you think Tez Walker could have a big leap this year? Being that we have 3 A's at the top of the room. I think in some red zone situations, he could get in there for sure with how I always hear about him scoring at minicamp. And he said, now per usual, like that boy Brandon Stevens, I'm out. See him week 12. This guy, man, why you got to do Brandon Stevens like that? But yeah, I can see Tez Walker having a significant leap this year. I can see Tez Walker putting up about maybe like 25, 30 catches. Because last year he caught one catch for that touchdown. But I can see him catching like maybe 25 to 30 catches. For about maybe 300 yards, something like that. And I know to some people that like, oh man, that's it. But no, look, you got to remember what his role is on the team. You got Zay, Bate, DeAndre Hopkins, you got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, you got the running game with Derrick Henry, you got Justice Hill in the running game and passing game. You got Keaton Mitchell too, you got Lamar Jackson. So he got a lot in front of him, man. So I think like 25 to 30 catches, about 300 yards. That would be a solid contribution from Tez Walker for what his role would be. Next question came from my boy Cam. He said, hey, Ingraven, it's your boy Camren. And boy, when I tell you, I jumped high off my seat when I saw the Ravens had signed Jair Alexander. He has to be one of my favorite moves from the Ravens this offseason. But my question today is, we have to pick your poison offense, but don't you think we just developed a pick your poison defense? Ooh. I ain't think about that. I like that. He said, think about it. Our defensive line and linebackers, we got Mike Green, who's a beast, and then we got John Jenkins, a big, powerful defensive tackle, and then Odafe Oweh and Kyle Vanoy, Trent Simpson, Roquan. So we know if they run the ball, they got some tough people to beat first. But then our secondary, Jair, Kyle, Bo Braid, Marlo, Malachi, Nate, Awuzie, and maybe our Darius Washington. And with those guys, I think we have developed a pick-your-poison offense and defense. I like that. That's true, because it's like, where you going to go? Who you going to try to pick on? Like, ooh, man, I love this. And he said, by the way, hope you and the fam are good and healthy. And if you're having a bad day, everyone, he said, eat some Magic Spoon. Trust me on that. Appreciate that, Cam. Next question came from my guy, Joseph. He said, as a former pro athlete, Professional Bowlers Association, if you have an injury, withdraw from the tournament. Don't go on the lanes. There are so many sponsors watching and manufacturing scouts watching. You don't want to fall on your butt with the national spotlight on you. Financially, I understand. However, professional bowling is like the PGA and golf. It's not a team sport. It's individual. Never be selfish and let your teammates down. And this was in reference to Diontae Johnson. He said, never be selfish and let your teammates down. Yeah, because Diontae Johnson, that's when he had spoken about not going out there for the Ravens because he said he wasn't mentally there. And I just felt like with that, It's tough, man, because obviously your mental is important, but with football, mental is like 80% of it. It's only 20% physical. So if you ain't mentally checked in, then you're done. You're done. But I feel like with Diontae Johnson, I feel like that would even be worse. Him just even coming out and saying that, I feel like that made things worse for him. Just being like, nah, I ain't going out there. Like, cause he was basically quitting on the team. That's what it seemed like. He's just quitting on the team. Like, nah, I ain't going out there. They're like, oh, Diontae, your time's now. Come on, let's go. Nope. He said it was cold. He said he hadn't got no touches in that game, and he said he wasn't going. So I actually think that looks worse than a drop pass, than running a wrong route, than missing a block. I think that looks worse because you're not even giving yourself a chance to put up some good film.